Some rappers have weird opinions on Drake, like 21 Savage, who said that no one in the hood listens to Drake's music. Don't be listening to Drake like that. Well, if I wasn't a rapper, I don't feel like I still would listen to Drake for real. It's just I'm a rapper, so I understand the work he put in now. Like how hard he go. Like when you ain't no rapper, all them statistics don't mean a regular street don't give about how many times you went #1. Like how many white people listen to you or they don't even think that them the farthest they think is the club who's selling this club out. That's who they think is the biggest. Like in Atlanta it's a lot of who you really can't tell them Future ain't bigger than Drake. That was his cap really. Oh God. I used to think that Drake ain't really no big. But he's not the only rapper to react to Drake. Because during his beef with Kendrick Lamar, Snoop Dogg reacted to Drake's tailor-made freestyle where Drake created an AI Snoop voice to help him dish Kendrick as Snoop Dogg was unaware of it even happening. They did what? When? How? Are you sure? Everybody calling my phone blow me up. What happened? What's going on? However, none of this compares to Drake's beef with XXX and Takion, who would react to Drake stealing his music. It all started from X tweeting, "Drake's mom is kind of cute." This was around the time X's music career began taking off with the release of his hit song Look at Me. So, to get revenge against XXX and Takion, as he was also in jail at the time, Drake would completely steal his flow, release a song titled KMT that X was not happy about whatsoever. This song had a very similar beat, flow, and speed to X's song Look at Me as X would speak about it during an interview. I was on the phone with my dog Chris. He was like, "Yo, you got to listen to this Drake." That's exactly what he said. "This Drake, you got to listen to the so," he plays it. I hear it like I'm like what the as soon as it started like I knew he was getting at. And the funny thing is we didn't discover the F like you said the fans you could take his verse like they did a mashup. They put his verse on my song and the cadence is literally just at the same tempo. It's not offbeat at all. However, Drake would deny stealing it directly from X. Instead, it was just a weird coincidence. I'm seeing all the on my IG under like some random picture of people being like, you took this kid's flow or whatever? Right. I go and I find what song they're talking about, and I listen to it. I'm like, okay, I see where people could draw like this comparison off of like the first two lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern, whatever. It's crazy that people think that after all this time, after all I've been through, that I'm the type of person to go and think that I'm going to like take that and make it my own. Like I'm not. X would continue going at Drake for the next few months. It got so bad that he even released an Instagram story saying, "If anyone tries to get me, it was at Champagne Poppy aka Drake. I'm snitching right now." However, A$AP Rocky had a much different experience with Drake. Rocky was seen on an interview detailing on how much Drake impacted the beginning of his music career. "Only person that put on for me when I ain't have nobody was Drake. I'm talking about Drake was the first person to put on like before anybody. He didn't want to sign me. He didn't want it was like, yo, that's raw talent. Yo, like you gotta shine. Yo, I'ma see to it. I forever owe Drake." Rocky wasn't done here though. He would even speak on his first ever conversation that he had with Drizzy. First conversation, he was himself. He said, "Yo, he said, I'm first off, I want to let you know I'm a real, but I'm a man of my word." Basically, he was saying he a stand-up guy. I never met him. First conversation he's saying he's gonna take me on tour and I'm gonna man he's I don't know man whatever I didn't believe it what I'm saying I just was like when I see it I believe it when I met him everything like show me love and this is when I was a nobody and yo man Drizzy man he's good people as back near the start of A$AP Rocky's music career he was invited to take part of Drake's 2012 Take Care tour which helped him build momentum on his music career. You got the Drake tour coming up. How did that come about? And what's your relationship with Drake? It came about 'cause he added me to the tour. He said he was a fan of the music and, he reached out to me and now we're going on tour and we're cool. We're good friends. With the early support from Drake in the music industry, A$AP Rocky would take off in the rap industry. Later on in 2019, he'd bring out Drake in the middle of his sold-out show to return the favor. Keep in mind the beef that he had just last year with A$AP Rocky, as the following year later in 2020, A$AP Rocky would announce the tour with Rihanna. Not only that, but they would also have a relationship that Drake didn't like. In a song titled Middle of the Ocean from the Her Lost album, Drake would rap the lyrics Swedish jail cell smelling like some KBY musk. For your birthday, your boyfriend got a party bus. Bottle signs, club lines, you should have come with us. As who's the only rapper that has been in a Swedish jail cell? This would be none other than A$AP Rocky, who was arrested in Sweden during a concert, making many point out that Drake had jealousy that Rihanna decided to go with A$AP Rocky instead of him. Despite all of the history Drake's had with Rihanna over the years, in 2022 when Rihanna and A$AP Rocky announced their pregnancy, Drake would unfollow Rihanna just one day later. But what's even more interesting is his relationship with Kendrick Lamar. What many don't know is that Drake and Kendrick's beef started over a decade ago. As even Joe Budden called out, this beef has been brewing up for over 10 years before it even went viral last year. Back to my future Metro booming Drake tension. I think it's weird that nothing ever happened with that hit smash song that Future and Drake made with Tim's. What do you mean nothing happened? Wait for you. It was a hit. When you say it was a hit, when you say what? I know it was a hit. It was a smash. So, what you mean? Nothing happened with it. Never heard it again. Now, when Kendrick Lamar dropped his iconic verse in his 2013 track titled Control, he name-checked many artists in the game, including Drake. He would rap the lyrics, "I got love for you all, but I'm trying to ruin you." Now, while Kendrick meant the lyrics jokingly, Drake did get annoyed by his name being added in it. Drake responded in an interview with Billboard by saying, "It just sounded like an ambitious thought to me. That's all it was. I know I'm good and I know Kendrick's not touching me at all in any platform." He even added into his song titled Language these lyrics, "I don't know why they're lying, but your stuff ain't that inspiring." Where Kendrick Lamar would respond to the disc at the BET Awards with his freestyle saying, "Yeah, and nothing's been the same since they dropped Control and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes." Now, Kendrick Lamar would end up starting the beef here. He assured fans though that he didn't mean anything bad with his verse, but Drake, he didn't take it lightly. The fact that hip-hop hasn't been shaken up in a long time. When I went in and did the verse, I thought I was just having fun and Kendrick Lamar spoke out saying that it was all love. Where are you with that with a lot of the cast now? Like the JCO of the world or Drakes of the world. Where are you guys at now? Same place. Same place. It's all love. From the moment I did the verse to after the verse. Personally, I respect these dudes as people, you know what I mean? So, outside of that, it's really nothing. I respect their music for sure. I respect them as individuals and creators." As Drake would then finally respond to the situation in 2014 saying, "I never once said Kendrick was a bad guy or that I didn't like him. I think he's a genius in his own right, but I also stood my ground as I should. And with that came another step, which then I have to realize that I'm being baited and I'm not going to fall." Kendrick Lamar would then pop out saying that it was a reach by everyone to suggest that this was anything more than just a friendly feud. That's people digging in. That's the people digging in way too far. But I mean, people pick at things all day every day. I can't get mad at it, but they reach it. We come from two different worlds, two different backgrounds. I really don't see that playing out, as is entertaining. Maybe to, the people listening, but not for myself." Fast forward to 2019. Drake would then show respect to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole during this interview. "I have a lot of respect for, the other two guys that I'm constantly, up against, which is like Cole and Kendrick. Three-headed monster. Yeah. Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for those guys because they also continue to, stay true to what we started with and finding new ways to do it. I think for all three of us, it is the time to see who can transcend the generations much like Jay did. With J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake being arguably the top three lyricists in the game, J. Cole would then jump in to share his respect for the other two. I'm more interested in the relationship because I also see a time when I'm not doing it.